So what did we study about proteins in the last class? What can you tell me about proteins? अच्छा, how are proteins made? Let me put it this way. प्रोटीन को मैं अगर ब्रेक
कार्बन
डाउन करा तो क्या मिलता?
सर कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, हाइड्रोजन, ऑक्सीजन, नाइट्रोजन।
ठीक है। वो पूरे कंबाइन होके एक मॉलिक्यूल बनता ना, वो मॉलिक्यूल आप बिल्कुल एलिमेंट के लेवल पे चले गए, थोड़ा ऊपर पूछ रहा हूँ मैं। व्हाट विल हैपन?
कार्बोक्सिलिक ग्रुप,
कार्बोक्सिलिक ग्रुप किस में रहता?
केटोन।
कीटोन में कार्बोक्सिलिक ग्रुप नहीं रहता बेटा।
अमीनो एसिड।
हाँ, अमीनो एसिड बन रहा प्रोटीन को ब्रेक डाउन करे तो। सो आई जस्ट राइट इट एज AA. If I go in reverse, I'm essentially making a protein. ठीक है, मतलब ऐसा। तो ये दोनों के बीच में एक मॉलिक्यूल आता ना, प्रोटीन को मैं ब्रेक करा तो एक मॉलिक्यूल आता, वो मॉलिक्यूल को ब्रेक करा तो मैं अमाइनो एसिड आता, अमाइनो एसिड्स को मैं कंबाइन करा तो एक मॉलिक्यूल बनता, वो मॉलिक्यूल बहुत सारे मॉलिक्यूल को कंबाइन करा तो प्रोटीन बनता। व्हाट इज दैट मॉलिक्यूल? एक बार डिस्कनेक्ट करके देखो ना फिसा। The rest of you guys able to hear my voice?
यस
Yes.
पर डिस्कनेक्ट करके देखो। So what is that compound that comes in between a protein and an amino acid? Yesterday I told you several amino acids will combine together, will form something. That something के बहुत सारे chains जब बनने लगते, that is when you get a protein. What is that something?
Peptide, sir.
Peptides. Exactly. Good. So peptides are the middle ground that are present in between your amino acid and your protein. Amino acids will combine with each other to form a peptide bond. ठीक है, कल अपन देखे थे कि एक अमाइनो एसिड का स्ट्रक्चर looks something like this. So you have nitrogen with two hydrogens present, one carbon with a hydrogen present, one carbon with double bond O and OH. Be careful, this is not a ketone. ठीक है, ये होल स्ट्रक्चर एक कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड ग्रुप है। ठीक है, that represents the carboxylic end. Here you will have an side chain R. Let's suppose it is R1. ठीक है, that side chain can be anything. Now how do you get a peptide bond? यहाँ पर दो amino acids combine हो रहे हैं and they are making a peptide bond. How is a peptide bond formed? Can anyone tell me? Peptide bond बनता कैसे है? How is a peptide bond being formed? Let's suppose I have amino acid 1 and amino acid 2. How are they combining together to form a peptide? Let me put it this way. यहाँ पर एक H ग्रुप है, यहाँ पर एक H ग्रुप है, यहाँ पर CO ग्रुप है एंड OH ग्रुप है, यहाँ पर रेस्ट ऑफ द अमाइनो एसिड, ये रेस्ट ऑफ द अमाइनो एसिड। अब बोलो क्या हो रहा?
H2O निकल जाता है ना सर?
H2O निकल जाता, ठीक है। H2O निकल गया तो क्या होता? What kind of reaction is this? There's a lot of static at your end, Niharika. I'm not able to hear you clearly. Put it in the chat. What kind of reaction is this where you are removing water? डिहाइड्रेशन बोलते हैं ना इसको. So dehydration reaction. You're removing water, hence you are creating a dehydration reaction. And what happens is the valence electrons, the empty electrons that are present, they will bind to each other and they'll form a very special bond in between nitrogen and carbon. That special bond is your peptide bond. ठीक है? Hello. ये रहता peptide bond. Now, if I want to break that peptide bond, I can simply add water. I can hydrolyze that molecule or that peptide, and I'll be able to achieve breakage of those amino acids or breakage of that peptide. All right. What are the ways through which you can classify amino acids? Specifically, what are the nutritional ways through which you can classify amino acids? Let me put it that way. How do you classify amino acids based on nutrition requirements?
Essential amino acids, sir.
Okay, that is one class. 3 types. All right. What are the other two? Someone just told essential.
Non-essential,
Non-essential
conditional.
and
and non-essential.
types, sir.
Non-essential, conditional. What are essential amino acids?
बाहर से लेना पड़ता है. Not body may consume outside, sir.
Why is your body why does your body require it from outside sources? क्यों लेना पड़ता बाहर से?
Cannot be synthesized by the body, sir.
Exactly. That is why your body cannot synthesize any amino acid. Hence, those amino acids specifically. Hence, these are essential amino acids are part of your diet, or they should be a part of your diet. Conversely, non-essential amino acids will be those that your body can make, and you need not take any of these amino acids. It does not matter if you take, but even if you do not take those amino acids, it is fine. What about conditional amino acids? What are conditional amino acids?
अर्जेंट टाइम प्रेगनेंसी या कुछ भी जरूरत पड़ने से लेना पड़ता है. Sensational.
Exactly, based on a condition. So as she told, जरूरत पड़ने पे लेना पड़ता है. Only when that condition arises where you need the amino acid, that is when you need to take it. That is when it becomes an essential amino acid. Growth, pregnancy, lactation, etc., etc., injury, recovery, whatever you call it. ठीक है? Once that condition has been met, you need not take that amino acid anymore. It is not, again, it will become a non-essential amino acid at that point. Okay. This is based on nutritional requirement. What about based on metabolism? How can you classify amino acid based on metabolism? यहाँ पर भी 3 क्लासेस रहते हैं.
Purely ketogenic,
Correct. Go on. Ketogenic एक है.
ketogenic and glucogenic, purely glucogenic.
So ketogenic, glucogenic, keto plus glucogenic. Okay. So these are purely ketogenic and glucogenic, and you have a class called ketogenic and glucogenic together. Some of the components of that amino acid will enter the ketogenic pathway. The others will enter the glucogenic pathway. So ketogenic amino acids will essentially, leucine ही एक है, that fellow will end up making ketone bodies. Glucogenic will end up making glucose. Keto and glucogenic will end up making both. Ketone bodies भी बनते हैं and glucose भी बनता. All right. Now, yesterday I asked you another question. What is a catalyst?
Catalyst is the chemical substance to increase reaction.
The rate of the reaction.
To increase what of the reaction?
The rate of the
Rate of
reaction.
reaction, sir.
Yes. So if I'm converting A into B, let us suppose it takes 1 hour to convert A into B. If I introduce a catalyst such as an enzyme, this 1 hour can be decreased to 5 minutes. ठीक है. And sometimes certain reactions will require an enzyme, in the sense without E, A cannot get converted into B, no matter how long it will take. ठीक है. अब कितनी भी देर A को एक particular condition में subject करे, if that catalyst is not present or if that enzyme is not present, sometimes A will never get converted into B. You might need enzyme in those reactions. ठीक है. You'll definitely need enzyme in those reactions. Now, in the previous class, we stopped with biological significance of enzymes. And as told you, the first biological significance will be structural proteins, wherein they are providing structural integrity. So, है आपके structural proteins. ठीक है. Structural proteins में आता है आपका collagen as well as keratin. Okay. Collagen is generally found in your bone. It is also found in your cartilage. Keratin is found in your hair and nails. All right. Then we came to the second function of your biological significance of protein, which is enzymes. This is where the question of catalyst came into picture. Okay. Some proteins such as pepsin, they will act as biological catalysts. They will act as enzymes. Okay. Then third function है hormones, as a hormone. So hormones are special chemicals that are present inside the body that will trigger certain metabolic reactions in your body. ये क्या करते? For example, have you all ever heard of a hormone named insulin? Insulin के बारे में कभी सुने?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
सुने.
sir.
अच्छा, कौन
Yes,
बनाते
sir.
इंसुलिन?
Yes, sir.
What organ in your body makes insulin? या अभी बात तक नहीं बचे, खाली नाम ही सुने उसका.
The hormones, sir.
Pancreas.
Peptide hormones.
Pancreas.
Pancreas.
Yes. Pancreas are responsible for the production of insulin. It will also produce glucagon. For now, we'll keep it here. Okay? Pancreas are responsible for the production of a hormone named insulin. Insulin's function is to cause hypoglycemia. It will decrease the amount of glucose that is present inside your blood. How does it do this? Cells that are present inside your body require glucose for energy. Okay, they use glucose for various metabolic reactions, and glucose as such is a means through which your body or your cells can produce ATP, energy per se. Whenever there is very high amount of glucose, Nafisa cannot hear my voice. Nafisa, can you disconnect and reconnect beta? Because बाकियों को सुनाई दे रहा बोले तो आपके एंड पे कुछ प्रॉब्लम है. One second, I'll just put that message to her. Oh dear. Okay. Now, as I was saying, cells require energy, or specifically to survive and to thrive, they require energy which they are getting from glucose. That is one source of energy. Okay, for most cells. In certain scenarios like neuronal cells, that is the only source of energy. Glucose is the only source of energy. Now, यहाँ पर क्या होता है? जो nearby blood vessel रहती, let us suppose this is the blood vessel. ठीक है? Blood vessel में glucose molecules present है. Let us suppose these black dots represent glucose molecules. All right. Now, there is a receptor present here. Okay. That receptor is called an insulin receptor. Whenever the concentration of glucose in your blood reaches a certain level, this insulin starts to be produced. Okay, it will, that amount of glucose present in your blood will start triggering the formation of insulin. As a result, pancreas will start secreting more and more amount of insulin. That insulin molecule, let us suppose, let me show you that insulin molecule like this. Let us suppose this is that insulin molecule, the blue colored dash that you see. Insulin का काम क्या है? Insulin comes and attaches to this receptor, and as a result, what will happen is there is an internal receptor present inside the cytosol of your cell. All the cells will have it. Okay, That internal receptor, glucose receptor बोलते हैं उसको, this fellow will come onto the surface of the cell, and as a result what will happen is एक नया दरवाजा बन जाता है. There's a new gate created specifically for glucose. Whenever insulin is attached here, let us suppose insulin left that place and it came and attached here like this. At that time this gate will open, this fellow, ठीक है, and when that gate opens, glucose is able to freely pass into the cell and that cell is getting energy. So here, what is the function of an insulin molecule? It is acting as a hormone that is triggering a reaction. Okay? The reaction is essentially intake of glucose from blood. All right. Without insulin, glucose will not be able to enter inside your cell. I hope you understood the mechanism here. Think of it this way. Let us suppose, let us suppose you are standing outside a class. Let us suppose Anjali, Abdullah, and Bhuvaneshwari are standing outside the class, and inside the class there is a class going on. Okay? Example. Imagine there are three students who are standing outside, and inside, there is a class going on. Now they want to enter inside, and let's suppose they cannot knock the door. Okay? Imagine the challenge is that they are not supposed to knock the door, but they have to go inside to attend the class. Let us suppose that class has a bell. That bell essentially will be your insulin molecule. Until and unless that bell is rung, the gate cannot open and those three cannot go inside. ठीक है, यहाँ पर वो इंसुलिन मॉलिक्यूल वो बेल के वैसा काम कर रहा. वो बेल जब काम करती and when that bell is rung, the person inside will open the gate or open the door. These three will be able to go inside and sit down and listen to the class. That is what is happening to your glucose molecule. That class is essentially your cell. The bell is the bell is the insulin receptor. Bell थी, उसको stimulation आप देना पड़ता. That stimulus is essentially insulin molecule or the hormone. वो bell will represent your receptor. Only when you are giving stimulus, आप उंगली लेके actually आप उंगली से दबा रहे, किससे भी दबा रहे, as long as you are pressing the bell, that will be acting as the stimulus. That will act as a insulin molecule जो आप receptor में attach कर रहे. As soon as the bell is rung, gate opens, you go inside. That is what is happening to your glucose molecule. ये समझ में आया concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you have doubts, please feel free to ask. Okay, you can stop me at any time if you're not understanding anything. You can put in the chat as well if you're not able to use your microphone. Now that is the third function of proteins. Then fourth function will be as a transporter. So proteins are very important transporters. One classic example is your hemoglobin. What does hemoglobin transport? Think. Hemoglobin क्या transport करता? अच्छा, what is hemoglobin? This is a lot of static, Niharika. I couldn't hear you. What is hemoglobin?
Blood.
Hemoglobin is blood. Can you be a little more specific?
Protein.
It's a protein that is present inside your blood. What is its function? You need to, आप लोगों को blood पढ़ाने की जरूरत नहीं है for you to know what is the function of hemoglobin. I'm sure school में भी पढ़ाए होंगे what is the function of hemoglobin.
Sir, it functions to test lungs to tissue.
It transports oxygen from lungs to tissues, right? So
Yes, sir.
hemoglobin is a protein that is acting as a transporter. You will also have something called ceruloplasmin. Some other day I will explain what is ceruloplasmin and what is its function. But proteins in this sense can also act as transporters. Here you can understand that hemoglobin plays a very, very important role inside your body. If hemoglobin is not oxygenated, essentially when your RBC does not have, oh, you can also not hear me. What about the others? Are you able to hear me clearly? Two people are not able to hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anjali, एक बार disconnect करो बेटा. 1 second. Okay, she's not able to hear me then. Hold on 1 second. Right. So I was just telling you, hemoglobin plays a very important role in your body, wherein it is transporting oxygen, and technically it is also transporting carbon dioxide. It's transporting oxygen in the form of oxygenated blood inside your RBC from your lungs to your tissues, and it is taking the byproduct of cellular respiration, which is carbon dioxide, from your tissues to your lungs so that they can be exhaled out. Now, other than transport, the fifth function will be as receptors. So receptors are special molecules that will generally be present on the surface of a cell. Sometimes they can also be present on the surface of a nucleus. Okay, they are also internal receptor, that is. ठीक है, कभी कभी receptors internal रहते हैं where they are present on the surface of the nucleus, कभी कभी external receptors रहते हैं which is present on the surface of the cell. तो कभी यहाँ पर रह सकते हैं, let us suppose this is a cell, कभी इधर रह सकते हैं, या let us suppose this is a nucleus, इधर भी रह सकते हैं. The function of the receptor is to receive information. अब जैसा एक हार्मोन आया, हार्मोन आके एक रिसेप्टर को अटैच हुआ, only then that information was relayed, right? So here it is acting as a receiving station. It is receiving the signal that is coming from a hormone and it is giving that signal back inside. ठीक है, it is essentially performing signal transduction. It is transducing the signal. It is giving, it is forwarding the signal essentially. Let us suppose आपको एक WhatsApp message आया, example. Let us suppose Nahid Anjum got a WhatsApp message stating that, okay, there is going to be cyclone in so and so area. Example, there is going to be cyclone in so and so area. Please spread it to your family, friends, and etc. etc. तो यहाँ पर Nahid Anjum is acting as a receptor. ठीक है, she is receiving that information and propagating it to others if she is. ठीक है, तो नो दूसरों को फॉरवर्ड कर दे रहे. रिसेप्टर का काम वही है, हार्मोन से एक रिसेप्शन लेता, एक सिग्नल का रिसेप्शन लेता एंड वो सिग्नल को आगे बढ़ा देता. ठीक है, इट इज ट्रांसड्यूसिंग दैट सिग्नल फ्रॉम वन एंड टू द अदर. दैट इज व्हाट रिसेप्टर्स डू. Then certain proteins can also act as storage proteins. ठीक है, स्टोरेज प्रोटीन स्पेसिफिकली फेरेटिन बोल के एक प्रोटीन रहता. फेरेटिन इज अ प्रोटीन दैट विल बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर स्टोरेज ऑफ आयरन मॉलिक्यूल्स. ठीक है, some other day I'll explain where ferritin comes from and all of that, but for now just remember ferritin बोल के there is a protein that is responsible for storage of iron molecules. ठीक है, and lastly the final function of protein is as a antibody. So antibodies are special proteins that are present inside your body that act as a part of your immunity. Whenever there is a virus or microbe or any foreign substance that enters inside your body, there is an antibody created specifically for that foreign agent. For example, let us suppose there is one fellow named Ramu. ठीक है, और रामू के अंदर एक वायरस आया. इमेजिन लेट अस सपोज ये रामू के अंदर मोगैम्बो नाम का एक वायरस आया. एग्जाम्पल, ओके, डोंट गो एंड राइट इन योर एग्जाम रामू के अंदर मोगैम्बो आया बोल के, प्लीज. ठीक है, तो मोगैम्बो बोल के एक वायरस आया, लेट अस सपोज. ऑलराइट, दिस वायरस इज इन्फेक्टिंग रामू. नाउ in the presence of Mogambo, Ramu's body will essentially start, it will first raid Mogambo. Okay, Mogambo कैसा है? Let us suppose Mogambo की height 5'5" है, Mogambo क्या बोलते हैं, so and so features है, ये ऐसा है. Okay, ठीक है, this is the features of Mogambo, right? Let me make a police fellow. Let us suppose that police fellow's name is Kalia. ठीक है, now Kalia is specifically made to go out and seek Mogambo. कालिया को मोगैम्बो का हुलिया मालूम है. कालिया knows how Mogambo looks. So your body or Ramu's body is producing Kalia in order to counter, in order to kill Mogambo. ठीक है, now here that antibody is essentially Kalia, that foreign body is Mogambo. ठीक है, I hope you understood the example. Your body will make specific antibodies in response to foreign agents. That foreign agent might be a bacteria, it might be a virus, it might be any foreign agent altogether. There are certain diseases in which your body will start making antibodies against your own cells as well. ठीक है, let us suppose रामू के body के अंदर liver है, kidney है, वो पूरे है ना, तो your body might start, Ramu's body might make these antibodies against their organisms or its own organs itself, that will be a big problem. Usko autoimmune disease bolte. So antibodies are proteins that will provide immunity to your body essentially. Okay, when we discuss about immunoglobulins and immunochemistry, I will go into a lot more detail, but for now just remember it this way: there are certain special proteins present in your body and they will act as antibodies. Okay, please for the love of god don't go and write in your exam Ramu, Kali and Mogambo. Okay, this was only for your example. Now coming to structure of proteins, प्रोटीन स्ट्रक्चर जो है वो चार टाइप का रहते हैं. ओके, विल स्टार्ट ऑफ विद द मोस्ट सिंपलेस्ट ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर्स दैट आर प्राइमरी स्ट्रक्चर्स. ठीक है, और प्राइमरी प्रोटीन्स भी बोलते हैं. जो प्रोटीन का ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है ना, यू कैन गो इनटू अ लॉट ऑफ डिटेल विद रिस्पेक्ट टू स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ प्रोटीन्स, बट आई वुड सजेस्ट यू टू कीप इट सिंपल. ठीक है, ज्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेट मत कर लो. दे आर 4 डिफरेंट स्ट्रक्चर्स एसेंशियली ऑफ प्रोटीन्स: प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी, टर्शियरी और क्वाटरनरी. प्राइमरी प्रोटीन्स जो है आर पेप्टाइड्स. ठीक है, और स्पेसिफिकली पॉलीपेप्टाइड्स. एक अमाइनो एसिड जो है जब दूसरे अमाइनो एसिड से कंबाइन होता, एक छोटा पेप्टाइड बनता. कई ऐसे अमाइनो एसिड्स जब अटैच होते, दे विल मेक अ पेप्टाइड चेन. अब ये पेप्टाइड चेन जो है दैट विल बी रेफर्ड टू एज अ प्राइमरी स्ट्रक्चर, दैट विल बी अ प्राइमरी प्रोटीन स्ट्रक्चर. As these primary polypeptide chains start twisting against each other, I'll show you an image. 1 second. ये देखो प्राइमरी स्ट्रक्चर्स जो है, इफ यू कैन सी हियर, हाँ ये देखो, इफ यू सी दोज इंडिविजुअल बीड्स, इमेजिन इट दिस वे. हैव यू ऑल एवर सीन प्रेयर बीड्स? प्रेयर बीड्स, अच्छा नहीं तो प्रेयर बीड्स नहीं तो इमेजिन अ नेकलेस. ठीक है, इमेजिन अ डायमंड नेकलेस विच इज मेड completely out of diamonds, and you are studying different diamonds. Studying नहीं, एक साथ मिला रहे अलग अलग diamonds को using a thin rope or something, and you are joining them together. That will make your primary structure. Now if you start layering those diamonds against each other, that will make your secondary structure. You are giving them a particular shape. प्राइमरी स्ट्रक्चर में देयर इज जस्ट अ लीनियर मॉलिक्यूल, एक स्ट्रेट लीनियर मॉलिक्यूल है. ठीक है, वो लीनियर मॉलिक्यूल को आप एक शेप दे रहे. समटाइम्स यू माइट गिव इट अ हेलिकल शेप लाइक डीएनए, और यू माइट हैव अ शीट लाइक शेप. ठीक है, उसको बीटा शीट्स भी बोलते हैं. दैट विल मेक अ सेकेंडरी स्ट्रक्चर. ठीक है, दिस सेकेंडरी स्ट्रक्चर व्हेन इट स्टार्ट्स एडिंग लेयर्स ऑन टू ईच अदर, जब ये टर्शनरी स्ट्रक्चर बनता, ये टर्शनरी स्ट्रक्चर जब बनता व्हेन अ सेकेंडरी स्ट्रक्चर बिकम्स 3-dimensional. Okay, a functional protein that has a 3D structure will be called a tertiary protein or a tertiary structure. ठीक है, you will see both an alpha helix present inside and a beta sheet present inside. So multiple different types of secondary structures are present inside a tertiary structure. Several such tertiary structures, when they attach together, they will make a quaternary structure. ठीक है, that is how the progression goes. So we go from a chain of amino acids, that is a primary structure, which is your polypeptide. That will give a certain shape, which is giving you an alpha helix shape or a beta sheet shape, which is giving you a secondary structure. If you have secondary structure that are assuming a 3D form or a 3-dimensional form, that will give you a tertiary structure. Several such tertiary structures combined together will give you a quaternary structure. ठीक है, समझ में आया? Now you can go into a lot of detail with this structure of proteins. I would suggest that you keep it simple. इतना ही रखो बस, simple introduction level पे ही रखो, ज़्यादा complicate मत कर लो. Okay, now this class is about to end. I'll send you another link in your group. I haven't taken the attendance. Please make sure that you join the next class as well. Okay, I'll send a link to your group.